Hello, I'm meteorologist Rob Kralmark, and I work here at ABC 10. If you're watching this on YouTube, we are a TV station here in Northern California, but we cover news and weather up and down the state, especially for these specific forecasts that are made for YouTube. So let's go ahead and talk about what's been going on locally. In Sacramento on Sunday, it was the opening open house for the local AAA team called the River Cats, and this was the view. You've got your Tower Bridge, blue skies, some thickening clouds, and we did see some spotty showers on both Saturday and Sunday. But in the mountains, it was a completely different story. Just a few moments of sunshine in between raging snowstorms on Friday, Saturday, and part of Sunday as well. And you could see how high up these snowbanks are. People's personal snowblowers that they'll get out of the garage and just kind of plow their driveway and then put it away, they're having a very difficult, if not impossible, time throwing the snow up on top of these snowbanks. This is at least 10 feet, more like 12 feet in some of these spots here. You can see the vehicles, and then you see all the snow on the roof. Now, every subdivision and every region around Tahoe has code for building, and it's rated on how much snow they typically get that your roof needs to be able to hold, because all of this is very heavy. It's made out of water. And then underneath, what we've got is, as you warm your house, your attic gets warm enough to melt that bottom layer of snow, so you start to get water. Well, then the water can flow off the side, and that's a normal thing. But when it's really cold and there's this much snow, you get ice damming. So in other words, the water flows and then it gets stuck. So now you've got liquid water under all this snow, and it starts to seep. It starts to go underneath the shingles into the house, and then you start to get seepage. So everyone's dealing with trying to clear off the roofs of their home, trying to make sure they can vent so they don't have carbon monoxide issues, and just the sheer weight of it so they don't have collapse. That is a legitimate situation that's ongoing. When we get rain on snow by the end of this week, you're going to get some rain that will percolate off this, but what I'm worried about, if it sustains itself for a while, all of these channels for roads and driveways could channel the water right into your home. So it's something that everybody's paying attention to in the days and weeks ahead. Now, broadly speaking, the Climate Prediction Center likes a cooler than normal forecast and a wetter than normal forecast going all the way into the middle of March. But we got to get through this warm period, and it really is significant as it hits us on a weekend, and there could be 2 rounds of warm, high-level snow. Take a look at this, folks. The bottom line is this. For Southern California, if you've been waiting for a break and you're looking at what's going on in Big Bear and Crestline, they're going to get a better weather window to get things cleared and get people rescued, or at least resupplied. But for central Northern California, we are in it, folks. This is going to be something that you mentally need to prepare yourself for a lot going on this week and next. Now, early this week, it's all about light on and off rain showers, more moderate continued snow in the mountains. Then we're going to get a couple days of drier weather, mostly Thursday it looks like, and maybe Friday as well. And then by the end of this week, folks, by Thursday night and Friday, in the mountains at least, a warm storm with a lot of flooding issues that we are worried about. Now, remember, there's been a benefit to this insane winter, which is our drought conditions are essentially gone for half the state. Only far northern California has some lingering issues, but with that pattern that we've got coming up and the rain and snow that we see today, it's all chipping away at those drought conditions. We get a new update early on Thursday morning. Locally, we have a winter storm warning for heavy snow, lower visibility, stronger winds down to about 3,000 feet or so, with some snow dipping down below 2,000 feet. That goes all the way until tomorrow afternoon. So this still is an ongoing issue that we got to deal with today as well as on Tuesday. Going forward, once this finally starts to move out, then we're going to start to see a ridge move in, then the warmer storm comes in. This is our local forecast for the Big Mountain backyard. On and off showers today. We're going to see highs in the 50s, but I really want to time out the next couple systems here. This is what we got to get through the first couple of days. Rain moving in through the area in the middle of the day. Then as it starts to break up a little bit, some peaks of sunshine, but then that actually fires up convective showers, which is big white puffy clouds. We could see some rain, could see some hail, could see some lightning as well, and brief heavy rain, but it doesn't usually last very long, and continued snow in the mountains. We're going to have the same deal on Tuesday. Remember how I showed you that basically plume of moisture coming in, but it's very spotty? That's what that looks like. It's very scattered, it's on, it's off, makes it difficult to nail down, but in general, we know what's going to be happening until we get to Wednesday when things start to clear up a little bit. Again, rain and snow on Monday, rain and snow on Tuesday, then we get into Wednesday, the last bit moves through. We have a dry day on Thursday, and notice how everything just looks different. It's lots of green. We've got this ridge building in, so it's pulling in a lot of warmer, wetter air, And this is our moment in time, folks. Friday during the day, snow levels 7,000 feet, if not a little bit above. That means basically snow for almost all of the Sierra, except for the central. There's really high mountains there. So it is going to be a lower foothill flooding issue, and then perhaps another one coming in on Tuesday. The bottom line is this. Over the next 7 to 10 days, probably more like 14, we're looking at very active weather with rain and snow, but cold temps this week. Then we warm up and lots of flooding potential by the end of this weekend and beyond.